Or rather, once I see SRA go live.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. My name is MM2Nest Cartridge, and here with Invarial in the booth today, we are here to bring you a very exciting Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament match. It is a two-person race and another two-person race. The Toasty Toast himself versus OK Beamer hailing from Germany, and the two 6-0 racers left in this season, this Swiss round. Zeb316, the reigning champion from last year, and sloaters27 looking to take it away. And I think this is going to be a fantastic match. How about you, Invicto? Are you excited?
I am incredibly excited. I was really happy to be picked as one of the two people to comment this race, and I can't think of someone I would rather comment with.
I can say the exact same. This was a delight to get to be picked to calm this race with you, in fact, and these runners are readying up. These are the top runners and sloaters in this Swiss round, and Toasty and Beamer are very close as well, so I think this is going to be a really close race between these two pairs. We've got two very close matchups, and I just can't wait to get us started and see what's happening in this randomized version of Planet Zebus.
Indeed. We both know that we're going to see the Morph Ball first, but the question is, who's going to find suits, who's going to find the ammo they need, and how low a percentage are we going to see from these four runners, particularly Zeb and Sloaters?
Yes, Zeb and Sloaters have both been known to do Meridia without Gravity Suit and Lower Order without Varia Suit, though hopefully not both in the same seed. That would just be an insane thing to do that I think only Toasty Toast and Junie June can say they've done in this SMRAT season. Shout outs to that race.
Yes, I was hoping that a reference would be made to that race. I don't see Toasty readied up. Toasty's getting to the game screen now. All four runners have the same seed. I need just a second. There we go. There we go. And the race will begin in 10 seconds.
Plus, of course, the obvious restream delay. Yeah.
Yes. They'll be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We won't be seeing it for another 30 seconds or so.
And we do need to actually see those game feeds on screen.
Yes.
Speak to the devil, and there it is.
Yep.
4 seeds, all the same hash, and we're going to be getting this started once everybody hits that start key. Rather, button, not key. And we're off. So today we have just normal sprites from Zeb and Beamer, a red ship from Sloaters with a vanilla Samus, and Toasty using his standard palette swap as well as the cloud ship. It's always interesting to get to see what sprites people choose to use in races. And very nice Parlor Moonfall from Beamer, and everybody else just making it down. And of course, Sloaters, I don't know if he's the highest runner, but he's a very top runner in the vanilla game who still doesn't know how to moonfall. Gosh darn it.
I seem to recall last year someone asking Poops, who was it? Yeah, one of the other top runners. Names are evading me right now. About using Moonfall, and they prefer just using the standard control scheme and haven't bothered to turn Moonwalk on.
Yeah, standard controls are all well and good, but in my opinion, it's a good idea to turn on Moonfall as soon as you can, because it is it is basically free time save once you learn how to use it properly. And
It is.
And it becomes more difficult to redeem that time save as your career goes on and you get more acclimated to the controls you use.
This is the thing. Before Moonfall was discovered, some of these people, presumably sloaters, have been playing this game for 5-10 years, right?
True, but you can also say the same of people like Zost and Shiny Zenny who have used those Moonfalls now.
This is fair. We should talk about the game for a second. We found an ice beam at Alpha Missiles, we found an X-ray scope in the ceiling, and we found missiles at Beta Missiles, or Awakening Missiles.
Yeah, the Beta Missiles are... There's the Beta Missiles in your casual playthrough, but in the 100% speedrun, they are definitely not the second missile pack you will be picking up. That is... that honor is reserved for some other missile pack that I think might be the missile pack behind the reserve tank in the mock ball room, but yeah. I can't remember the route exactly at this moment. But yeah, early Ice Beam is something that runners will often choose to turn off because it does make some of these early rooms, such as the pit room where you have to kill the pirates, a bit slower. But then you will probably need to turn it back on at some point because it just makes your turn a lot faster. Just too fast to be worth turning it back, keeping it off.
There is that. The other thing worth mentioning, though, is in SMRAT logic, Ice Beam puts the item in the ceiling, in this case the X-ray visor, into logic. So having it on for that long prevents taking 25 damage from the flying enemy, whose name I'm sure you know.
Yeah, the Rio in that ceiling does do some damage, and I'll just say it has actually killed me in a race. So yeah, that is a thing that happened.
It has had me leave the room at 15 energy going, grumble, 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 I need to farm up more because I don't have that consistent.
Yeah, Ice Beam is a very nice find, and even though today it only put an X-ray scope in logic, tomorrow who knows what it could put in logic? Maybe a gravity suit.
Well, yeah. Today I only put 1/3 of microwave into logic.
True, though microwave is not considered in SMRAT logic. Microwave is a very useful tool that a lot of runners will be using if they get the things they need for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do see an energy tank at 230 missiles. Energy tanks early are definitely not something you're going to skip often, but as the game goes on, they get progressively less valuable.
Yep.
So it's just something to consider because you also do need 3 tanks of energy and reserve combined in order to beat the game, and one of those has to be an energy tank. You can't beat the game with 0 tanks and 3 reserves.
Right, because of how reserves work. They will all, in auto mode, they all drain, but they only fill you to your maximum health.
Yeah, that is true. So if you have 3 reserves and no tanks at Mother Brain, then you'll just fill up the 99, and then the other 200 in your reserves will just go away, and you'll only have just under 2 tanks of health that you can absorb from the Rainbow Beam, and then everything else, yeah, it's not enough. Yeah, we see bombs in the back of Gauntlet. That's probably going to be something that the runners might want to go back for, especially because bombs are a source of infinite height through infinite bomb jumping, which is one of the few tricks in logic in SMRAT.
That's right. The other thing about seeing bombs back here is we know that some other form of up logic is going to be found before Gauntlet is required, that being space jump or speed booster.
Yes, in addition to those items, to one of those items, we will also have to find the screw attack before getting those bombs in logic.
Yes.
But speaking of logic, these runners have just broken logic by performing this trick called the mock ball through to access 4 items out of logic. These items are all logically locked by the speed booster.
3 items. 4, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, 3 in the back and then 1 on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Beamer is actually struggling to get those drops that he needs to open the door, but he did get he did get the ammo he needs, because you do need 5 extra missiles to open this back door. And it's good awareness on his part to not have to roll through here and then realize, oh, I don't have the ammo to get through here. Guess I'll have to come back. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Not having ammo is one of the most consistent ways to softlock yourself in SMRAT. There is a lot of work been done removing bomb blocks or replacing them with shootable blocks, and removing entire platforms to make things accessible. There has been a lot of work on just the map of the game to make moving through it less likely to lock you into place. But you can still end up without power bombs, for example, to get through rooms.
Yeah, the original devs of Super Metroid did actually a fairly good job as games go in removing soft locks, but those all depend on having the bombs, which in the vanilla game you would get fairly early, but we randomize those bombs, so we don't always get them early. So that can throw most of those anti-soft lock features from the original devs, Deer Force, just right out the window. So yeah. Good effort, Deer Force.
I mean, they did a fantastic job presenting us with a world that you can choose to skip items, get items out of order, get through rooms in interesting ways.
That is true. I have not seen any game that you can play in so many different ways as Super Metroid, because there's a reason that we have a stupidly large extension board.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, 135% is a thing you can do. Yeah, these runners haven't gotten... I don't know if those supers were out of logic, because I know there are 2 supers behind the mock ball. But no, those are those other supers that are in logic. So we do have logical supers and power bombs. The power bombs being found at bombs from location. Yeah, the grapple beam also being found at the Etiquette's E-Tank and any other... in any other standard racing skill set, you'd see the early Ice Beam and Grapple Beam and think, oh, this is going to be a Suitless Meridia seed. But this isn't the Suitless Meridia seed required, because this is SMRAT. You can't do Suitless Meridia and have it be in logic.
Right.
Yeah, Zeb actually having a very scary time in that side hopper room, being in one-hit KO, but he does get through, making it look easy, no problems there.
Sloater's doing the same. 61 health is a little bit more than 59, but I think that's still one-hit kill range for the side hoppers.
Side hoppers will kill him in one hit. Spikes will reduce him down to exactly 1.
But both of our top 2 clearing out Big Pink. Bottom 2 also working through Big Pink.
Yeah, this is the standard route, I guess. Standard as in, this is what you'll do in most... You'll see people do in most seeds. Just go through Brinstar first. It's... If you think about it in a certain way, it's kind of like the Kakariko village of Super Metroid. It's just... It's a bunch of checks you can do really early, and you almost always do them.
Yeah, it's something like 15 items in all of this part of Brinstar.
5 items at early supers, 3 at Eticoons, then 2 in Mission Impossible, Wave Gate and Spospo's another 2, and then Charge Missile, Charge Beam, and Pipe Missile. So, do the math.
It works out to about 15. Ice was the first item, Jolly K.
Yeah, Ice was at Alpha Missiles, which is the first truly randomized item. Because Morph Ball is randomized, but in SMRAT, it's always going to end up at the Morph Ball pedestal. Yeah. We see a very nice up in 2 from sloaters27. That's actually a frame-perfect trick. You have to jump on the last frame from running away from the charge beam vanilla location. But if you do it, it can save a few seconds, and it looks really cool. Yeah. We're gonna see Toasty doing those charge missile and charge beam checks, and then probably being the first to leave Brinstar and make the choice. Will you go up or will you go down?
Sloater's stream has crashed.
Uh-oh. That does not sound good.
It does not sound good.
Yeah, stand by, everybody. We are going to be getting this fixed as soon as possible.
Yep, as soon as Sloaters comes back, I will re-grab the stream, and it looks like I have to recrop his timer as well, but that's fine. We have 3 other timers on the screen.
True, we do. And one of those timers does include Toasty's Dancing Samus timer. And seeing as Sloaters has left the IRC room, this to me means that his internet has gone out. So this does not bode well.
Right. Hopefully it's just the internet and not power, and local recording is happening.
Yeah, that would be the ideal scenario.
Not that anyone would accuse Sloaters of anything untoward. Like,
True.
Sloaters has no reason at all to do anything sketchy here.
I don't even want to think about that, honestly. Yeah, we're going to be seeing Zeb doing those X-ray deboosts to get to the X-ray vanilla location for just a pack of power bombs. Yeah, he's not interested in that. And Toasty using the grapple beam to get to that same location.
And then Zeb remembering that he's got grapple to go back the other way?
I guess you could say that. I'm thinking the reason he did the deboosts to get to the X-ray is because it's actually faster to do them if you're confident in the deboosts. But it's faster to use the grapple to get out. But the deboosts do, of course, take health. And Beamer is going to be finding the worst item in the game, Spring Ball. Dance game. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, after having committed that atrocious crime, Beamer is going to be moving on to the Billy Mays area. This is a check you'll sometimes see early if the runners get power bombs early, but if they don't, you have to come back at some time, and it's often that you'll see a suit here, but the location is logically locked by a gravity suit or space jump. But you can do that fairly lenient jump in order to get in there without any of the above. And Spazer having just an energy tank, we're now going to be seeing Toasty and Zeb both having made the choice to go down. They are going to be heading into Kraid's lair and presumably taking on the first boss of the run, Kraid.
You would think that going into Kraid's lair would be a really odd decision to grab this E-Tank and then just leave.
I mean, you could be playing an SMZ3 key sanity and not have the Brinstar boss key, then you have to leave because you actually can't get into Kraid. Or it could be a boss randomizer and Ridley could just be sitting here.
Ooh, so, there we go. Yeah. It's actually door randomizer, but the only door that's randomized is the one leading to Kraid.
That's also a possibility. Yeah, thankfully SMRAT doesn't do any of those shenanigans. When we roll seeds, we just do we play it straight. We just give you the standard old full randomizer. Yeah, and Zeb entering presumably Kraid's room, and yes, it is indeed Kraid. The seed is actually an SMRAT seed.
Wait, this could still be Ganon.
True, you are right.
No, it's Kraid.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that does look a fair bit like Kraid. And that now does look a fair bit like a dead Kraid.
I don't know, it just looks like Kraid moved from the top screen to the bottom.
You are right.
This is a DS now, is what's going on.
Super Metroid for the Nintendo DS, everybody. Get at wherever Invarial says to get it at.
Yeah, stores?
That would make sense. Yeah, we do have a Spazer beam behind Kraid. Spazer doesn't really do all that much in terms of logic, but it is extra firepower, and it will come in handy if the charge beam is found. And Beamer, having completed the reverse meme route, is now at the ship location and is probably going to go get those bombs from the back of Gauntlet. At least that would be the obvious play. But Zeb has found the speed booster. That's an item. And that's going to put a few things in logic. One of those being criteria power bombs. Another being the bubble mountain missiles. Although it is technically a hell run, you do spend less than half a tank if you just go through the room. So it's not really counted as a hell run in terms of logic, and you can just access it if you have either Varia or Speed Booster in addition to access to the Northern Elevator.
Yeah, it is the only hell run that is in SMRAT logic. And there's Space Jump.
Wow, so Kraid's Lair has the goods, everybody. Space Jump and Speed Booster are both can flies for Gauntlet, but we still do not have Screw Attack in logic just yet, so we cannot logically access the backup Gauntlet. But I don't think Beamer cares about logic. Beamer is just going through here and getting the bombs.
Yep.
Yeah, Zeb and Toasty having taken very similar routes thus far. So far, it looks like those two are going to be determined by movement differences. But Zeb is going to be checking missiles, and I presume Toasty will do the same. No, Toasty's going to check the Croc Escape missile first. I bet you Zeb might have wanted to check Croc Escape after checking Bull Mountain. No, Toasty is leaving. Toasty is leaving without checking the Bubble Mountain missile, everybody. This is an interesting play.
It is an interesting play. It is, however, one check sort of out of the way, and you've been given Space Jump, Grappling Hook, Speed Booster. All of the stuff here is pointing back up to Red Tower and toward the wrecked ship, and it seems a little bit excessive to run through Frog Speedway to check one item to come back through Frog Speedway when you've got 3 checks at Red Tower and then all of the front of wrecked ship to look at.
That is true, but also consider that since the Speed Booster is in logic with the Space Jump, if there is something at that Bubble Mountain missile and you leave it and you don't come back, then how much time loss are you going to incur by having done all of this other stuff and your progression is just sitting there, just your Varia suit sitting there, your gravity suit or something like that? Like,
well, we have a gravity suit.
We do have a gravity suit?
We have a gravity suit.
Do we?
We have a gravity suit. I'm not joking. I'm not memeing about this. Gravity suit is at the wrecked ship energy tank.
Well then, that's...
And what that means is Sloaters has come back.
Indeed. So I guess we do have a gravity suit. Gravity suit at wrecked ship E-tank, everybody. Yeah, I was very confused, as you could probably tell.
Yeah, understandably. What are you doing, Invarial? There's no energy tank on the screen at all.
Yeah, I was like, I did not think Beamer had made it over to wrecked ship E-tank unless my eyes were severely deceiving me. But Invarial proving us all wrong, we do see Sloaters with Fantoon dead, wrecked ship activated, and in the purple-clad suit, leaving the wrecked ship with the gravity suit in tow. So yeah, we do have a gravity suit. And welcome in Speedrunners Arena 2, raiding with a party of 22. I presume that was after the race of Papa Schmo versus Balthazar.
It indeed was.
Yeah. This is another 2 matches from the same tournament, SMRAT 2021. Zeb316, the 6-0 versus 6-0 match of the final round of Swiss, as well as Toasty versus OK Beamer. Another very high-profile match that myself, MM2 Cartridge, and Varial here are very pleased to bring to you.
Very pleased indeed. And now that Sloaters is back and the timer has been recropped, everything is good.
Indeed it is. And as Sloaters has already left the wrecked ship, we will see OK Beamer now entering the wrecked ship and will be taking on the elephant boss of all elephant bosses and hoping to bring it down. And yeah, he's got 3 tanks and 1 reserve, I presume. So this is probably not going to be a too bad of a Fantoon fight for him, but things can always happen with Fantoon. There's a reason that new route runners do not like Fantoon.
This does pose a very interesting question, though. Knowing where Gravity Suit is, where is Varia? Where is the logical access post Fantoon?
That is true, and we do see in chat, Climb Supers could definitely be Varia, but we do have a problem. Where is the logical access to Fantoon? Because I'm pretty sure we don't have however many tanks, I think it's like 12 or something, to do Fantoon suitless in logic.
That's right.
Yeah, we would need a gravity suit somewhere outside of wrecked ship in order to be able to get that gravity suit.
Yep, it's
Varia suit outside of wrecked ship.
12, 6, 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2.5, something like that. But yeah,
something like that.
We definitely have the 6 tanks or something, but I think the only place that we haven't seen is Climb Suit. No, we saw Climb. We saw Criteria Power Bombs. We haven't seen Climb Supers.
That's right.
So I'm pretty sure Varia has to be in Climb Supers, just because we've seen it everywhere else.
And I would agree with that assessment.
Yeah, Varia cannot be at Waterway because that also logically requires gravity suit. And yeah, but I'm pretty sure we've seen everything else that isn't logically suit locked.
Right, but recall, once Varia is found, that opens up all of Norfair, and opening up all of Norfair means the ability to find more energy tanks, right?
Yeah, so once we find Varia, once we find Varia, there will be logical access to Fantoon, almost certainly. But we did get Ice very early, we did get Speed very early, and we got Space Jump very early in addition to Grapple. So that makes me think there's almost certainly a Varia in Climb Supers.
Right. I do want to correct your ordering, though, because that speed booster was technically out of logic. There's no trade logic for that, or to get that jump across, until you pick up the space jump at high jump boots.
Yeah, so it was Ice, and then Space Jump to Speed, and then, yeah. The Grapple was at some point.
Charge Beam, wasn't it?
Charge Beam. That was where Grapple was. Yeah, OK Beamer making his way out of the wrecked ship, but does not have gravity.
But did not go up.
Yeah, did not check the wrecked ship E-tanks, so this is going to be a slug. Hopefully we'll check Climb Supers, but doesn't appear to be doing so.
No,
this is... Can't check Climb Supers anyway. Doesn't have speed. Well, no, he could...
Check, but not collect.
No, he could definitely collect it if he really wanted to. He has the X-ray scope. He can X-ray climb up there, and that is allowed in race rules. So, in theory, he can, but I highly doubt he will until he gets the speed.
That might be it. Bugs Can't Hide. It was somewhere early in the Boomstar area.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it was definitely a good speed.
Toasty taking a couple of hits in the Spiky Room of Death, so named because a lot of people died of the spikes.
Yeah, maybe... Yeah, I remember in Super Metroid Impossible, the hack that Oats and Goats ran at GDQ, I believe, almost a year ago now. Yeah, there was some commentary about Spiky Room of Death actually had no spikes added to it, and we do see visual proof on SRA that Gravity Suit was indeed at Wreck Ship E-Tech.
Yes, I remember that piece of commentary, that Spiky Room of Death was deemed hard enough that it did not need to be changed.
Yeah, and for reference, you see Cosine Missiles Room, which normally has like 3 or 4 spikes, had several pairs of spikes in the room. So, yeah, gives you some context. But yeah, Zeb has now also found the Gravity Suit, and will hopefully be going to Climb Supers shortly.
We're going to lose Toasty's stream for a second, probably. I'm just trying to re-grab it, hopefully on a more stable feed. There we go.
Yeah, that looks good.
And OK Beamer is heading across toward X-Ray, while Sloaters has made his way into Meridia and already checked Mama Turtle.
So, Sloaters might not be thinking that since the Gravity Suit is locked by Varia can't be in Meridia. So, or maybe he's just rushing to get Dragon done at this point. But I know Zeb has been thinking about logic, just knowing Zeb, and Toasty, given his position, has almost certainly also been thinking about the logic. So hopefully we'll see a Climb Supers check by one of those as well.
Mm-hmm. The question I pose to you is, Sloaters appears to have been picking up a bunch of E in those 8 tanks and at least 1 reserve. Do you see Sloaters picking up another power bomb pack or 2 and just suitlessing?
I definitely see that. That is definitely a thing that Sloaters is probably thinking about at this point. He's picking up all this ammo. He's picking up all these tanks. He is definitely considering a suitless Lower Warfare. He probably wants another Crystal Flash at this point, and probably Screw Attack and some other movement item. But he is almost certainly considering a suitless Lower Warfare dive. That is almost certainly on his mind.
And Zeb is heading down to escape.
Zeb is heading down to Climb Supers, and Toasty's already in there. Will we see the Varia Suit here at Climb Supers? I think we will. Varia Suit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and look at that. Isn't it nice what logic can do?
It is. It is nice knowing how to read a seed, and after eliminating literally every other check, figuring out where suits can be.
Indeed. Yeah, finding a suit out of logic can point you in many directions, but the one it points you strongest in is generally where the suit is at. The other one, that is. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a boss wound fight. Not really much of a fight, getting 9 supers in on that first round, and Sloaters taking down the Snake boss in Meridia. Very nice. Very nice fight. Yeah, so I would probably count Zeb and Toasty both in ammo mode at this point. Mm-hmm. They have the suits, they have the movement item for burst room in the game, they have their ways through Meridia, and gosh darn it, Toasty
making the correct choice.
Boo. Gosh darn it, Toasty. I picked you on my Rando League team for a reason. This was not it. And Zeb is also making the objectively incorrect choice, picking up that spring ball.
And I hate
everyone.
Iron Rusty is deciding to throw that one in your face.
Thank you very much, Rusty. Thank you very much. Yeah, OK Beamer is facing a prom version of Kraid, as I don't think anyone else has at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So today we were 3 out of 4 on prom Kraids, but 4 out of 4 on Spazer pickups.
With no plasma, Spazer is a good choice.
Oh, definitely. if you don't have gravity and you're running in um a setting that can require suitless Meridia, I would advocate for the picking up of Spacer, even if you already do have Plasma, just because how Plasma is risky to use in suitless Meridia if you're trying to freeze enemies to make it as platforms. Because if you try to freeze the top crab in Main Street and it dies because you use Plasma instead of Spacer, then that can just be a massive time loss. You'll have to reload the whole room and climb up again. And
Indeed.
It's just not fun.
Indeed. Sloaters finding high jump boots after Dragon, but before Dragon, return to the IRC room. So we don't have to worry about Sloaters finishing the seed and scrambling for a dot done.
Yeah, that would be tragic. A missed finish because of technology problems. Technology problems are just not fun in general.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's what comes when you use technology from 30 years ago. Yeah, we do see Toasty and Zeb are both going to be making their way to Lower Norfair, and Zeb is picking up those super missiles, and I don't believe Toasty has at this point. However, I would bet that he's already seen them and is planning to pick them up after Lower Norfair, which is slightly faster if you have already 30 supers for Ridley fight.
Right. Zeb, however, one, has the knowledge that he's in ammo mode, and two, had the knowledge that those supers were there, so it wasn't a blind check this time.
That is true. So, yeah. I definitely...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I would say I definitely rate Toasty in the lead. However, you can't count out that Zeb does have the ammo advantage with one more super pack than Toasty does. However, if Charge Beam is found, then this ammo advantage will be all but eradicated.
There's Wave Beam.
Yeah, that's another beam, but it's not the Charge Beam. Yeah, so what checks do you think Sloaters will make for Varia? Or for anything else that'll help him with suitless Lower Warfare?
I think a behind Ridley check, because E is likely going to be low if Sloaters goes suitless. So behind Ridley and of Shame item, probably Fireflies. I think that room is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, Fireflies is the one non-save and refill room in Lower Warfare that is not needed.
Right. And that's a good place to restock on power bombs for E as well. Well, power bombs for a Crystal Flash for E.
Yeah. Power bombs that indirectly give you E.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I would also say Sloaters is probably gonna... Yeah, we see him reloading the save for the Sandpit checks. I doubt he'll check Shack Tool. He might be thinking of Aria at Shack Tool, but obviously we know that's not the case. But...
Sloaters should also know that's not the case.
True. That is... Though, to be fair, he doesn't know that the space jump is putting the speed in logic, but he does... Yeah, he does know that the Varia can't be...
Yeah.
Anywhere in Meridian. Yeah.
Anywhere beyond Fantoon. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not be surprised to have Sloaters be thinking to be banking on a Varia at high jump area, or in double mount, of course.
Right.
That could he could be thinking that it's 4 checks compared to the 1 at climb supers, or. I don't know if... Did Sloaters do the Retro Brinstar area?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe we can get chat to confirm or deny that. Yeah.
No.
Octroid saying no, that... True. Sloaters does not have Spring Ball.
Right.
And yeah, Sloaters a known Spring Ball liker. Yeah, I can't see any reason that he would have done Retro Brin and skipped Spring Ball, sadly. Yeah, we do see a Ridley kill from Toasty. That is.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, that definitely cements Toasty in the lead, but as we said before, there is the ammo advantage that Zeb has, so Toasty could be making more slower checks, and that could definitely catch Zeb back up. What does Beamer do to not have any suits? Beamer skipped Wreck Ship E-Tank, which had the gravity suit, and then has not done Climb Super Suit, which has Far.
Yeah.
And the suits are intended by logic to be acquired in the reverse order. That's a plasma beam.
That is indeed a plasma beam. Unfortunately, none of the other 3 runners are going to pick that up.
Yeah, I highly doubt that any of them are going to be coming back to Waterway. And if they did, I would have some questions for them in the interview.
How did you know? What prompted you to check Waterway? You were already in go mode.
Yeah. It would definitely be an interesting question. Yeah. You see, Zeb is looking for that grab from Ridley. Gets it. Very nice. Very nice fight in general. And I know Toasty has... No. Did Toasty check Power Bombs of Shame? I was not looking at his screen.
I'm not sure about PBs of Shame.
Yeah.
He did check Ridley's item, which were these super missiles that were picked up.
Yeah, that we see Zeb picking up right now. And, yeah, we won't see it on the map tiles. So yeah. Chat, do you know... I'm pretty sure Toasty didn't check Power Up for Shade. Where was Varia? Varia was at Climb Super.
Yep. Sloaters taking a moment here to refill outside of the speed booster location.
Yeah, given that he doesn't have Varia, that is definitely a good choice. I presume Sloaters will be doing a Slower Warfare at this rate. That's a good E-Tank. He's probably just looking for another Crystal Flash, and then he'll be going straight to Slower Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even just one more Power Bomb pack. Gravity was a Wreckship E-Tank 0.
And we have OK Beamer about to logically collect Varia before Gravity.
Yeah, always nice to see people obeying logic here in these parts. You have so many runners who just completely ignore logic. I may or may not be one of them, as much as I hate to say it. But yeah, it's always interesting to see how runners can take things when they have to obey logic or forced by some outside deal or agreement to obey logic.
Indeed.
Yeah, Sloaters doing those Norfolk reserve checks.
And picking up this ammo here. More super missiles, particularly when going to fight Ridley, if you have to Crystal Flash before and after.
Yeah, Crystal Flashing, you often don't realize it in vanilla because, of course, there are the 2 guaranteed E-Tanks in vanilla, but in Rando, when you're doing Suicide Slower Warfare, it can be a lot harder just because you have to have more Crystal Flashes, but Slurs has only got 1 Crystal Flash, and this could be scary. Because he has to Crystal Flash before entering Ridley, and then he has to get Power Bombs to Crystal Flash again, leaving Ridley, and we know Ridley E-Tank is not vanilla.
Is this a Crocomire check from Sloaters? No. Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been super surprised if it was, but I would have been mildly surprised because he is probably looking for more Power Bombs because you don't want to go into Lower Norfolk on 1 Crystal Flash.
Right.
Of course, assuming you don't have Varia.
Even then. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have a Crystal Flash because, as we saw from Toasty a few minutes ago, it can be scary to do rooms such as the 3 Musketeers room on low health, and it can be nice to have a Crystal Flash. However, if you do take a hit while you're in Crystal Flash, you are almost certainly dead because, yeah, taking a hit while in Crystal Flash you don't have any invincibility frames, so you essentially take the same damage every frame. Which, if it can be, so let's say it's one of the three musketeers, it's one of those key hunters. That's 50 damage a frame.
Yeah, I was gonna make the point is the word I'll go with. The point that if it's an enemy hitting you, that's damage every frame. If it's a projectile, the projectile disappears after some number of frames.
Yeah, it might just be. I think it might be as long as it passes through you, like as long as it takes to pass through you. Once it's passed through you, it stops dealing damage. Generally, how damage works in games. Yeah. Sloaters is indeed committing to that suitless lone warfare in worst room in the game currently after having Crystal flashed, despite our warnings. But of course, Sloaters is just making it all look easy, using those high jump boots and speed booster in combination with the space jump. And he's just blazing through all these runes. He is a veteran of this game, a seasoned veteran, and he knows what's up. He knows where all the things are, at least in vanilla. Hopefully not this specific random feed.
Hopefully not in this specific feed. Papa Schmo asking, do we know what's at Fireflies? It's super missiles.
Yeah, not probably what Sloaters was hoping for, which is probably either an E-Tank or power bombs.
Yeah, and he's going to farm these Fireflies for power bombs, which is a good move. They have like a 90-something% drop rate, and then their other drop is large energy.
Yes. It's like a 96 or a 98% chance for a power bomb. It's large number that will almost certainly give you power bombs every time. That much I know.
Positionally, who's in the lead? Toasty. Ammo-wise, Zeb is in a much better position than Toasty, especially since neither of them are likely to find Charge Beam. We're not sure where it is, but it's probably not behind Dragon. Watch it be behind Dragon.
High jump is for behind Dragon, so it can't be.
Oh, high jump is behind Dragon. That's right. Watch it not be behind Dragon. That's causality.
Who is in the lead in the top race? I would say Zeb.
Yeah.
Zeb is in the. I would say Zeb and Toasty are both in the lead in their respective races. Toasty is a bit ahead of Zeb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you said, Zeb has a much more comfortable position in super missiles. However, Toasty does have 2 extra missile packs. So,
yes.
So yeah, it's just going to come down to who picks up what.
Yeah. The movement is going to be a big differentiator here, as Zeb is starting the Dragon fight, as Toasty is finishing the Dragon fight.
However, this could be a big moment, because Toasty didn't check behind Dragon. High jump is behind Dragon. So that, if Zeb checks that and picks up high jump, that could change things.
Yep. We're not going to say that, Gerbo. We're not going to say that because the commenter's curse is real, and it looks like Zeb is not going to collect the high jump boots.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been a way for a race to end. Yeah, given Sloaters' internet situation, I really don't want to say that.
Nope.
Actually,
not talking.
Not talking. Oh no, Sloaters takes a death.
Oh no.
Yeah, those metal pirates gave him a lot of super drops, and that just did not look good.
Sloaters did, however, save, so that is a relief. That is a huge relief to see someone saving in SMRAT.
Sloaters27 did remember to save the game.
We have OK Beamer finding Screw Attack at Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is always a fun location to check. In vanilla, you're intended to get it with Grapple Beam, but you can either come back with Space Jump, or you can
Shine Spark.
Yeah, Shine Spark, which is what I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the intended gravity or grapple beam based solution is ridiculous.
But TASBot does it anyway, because TASBot goes fast.
It's true.
Yeah. Also, suggestion: watch the 100% TAS of this game. It is a must watch. It is such a good TAS, and it is super entertaining. It also features many tricks that humans can do, but will never do in a run. Such as the GT Super Jump, which allows you to get the GT missiles without space jump.
Huh.
Yeah, it involves a Varia suit, a Flash suit, some frame perfect and pixel perfect deboosts, and GT.
Oh. You know, the kind of things that we can just pull out of our hats at a moment's notice. No big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Zenny definitely didn't take 20 minutes to get it with save states. Yeah.
So here's the reality of that. And I want to say this, as Toasty is heading in toward Turian, Zeb is refilling at the ship, Sloaters is starting to fight Ridley again, and with full energy this time. And OK Beamer is going to find the 2 super missiles back here in reserves. You say that Zost took... It was Zost, right?
It was Zenny.
Zenny. Apologies. Sorry, Shiny Zenny.
Yeah.
It took Zenny 20 minutes with save states to get that jump. I guarantee the first time that was pulled off in a task, it took a couple of hours with save states to find the precise positioning and do all of the math required and all of that stuff. Tassing is fun. It is challenging. It is not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, that tassing is just another level of playing this game.
Any game.
Yeah, any game, yeah. Not just this game. Even though I do owe my heart to this game. I'm not gonna comment on why I owe my heart to this game.
Ridley only dropped 1 PB for Sloaters. Ugh.
Yeah, that is most definitely not looking good. He's probably gonna reload this room and hope for some good drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 more power bombs. Oh, killing the... What are these? The nukes?
The...
Atomics.
No, these are Violas. Atomics are a wreck ship.
Oh, well... If this game could have some sort of consistent naming scheme, that'd be great.
I'll bet you that many, many people have said that. Myself included.
But the popping the reserve tank here and coming up on 11 power bombs means that Sloaters has enough for another Crystal Flash to escape Lower Norfair.
Yeah, and I guarantee you once... Well, I would say I guarantee you, but it is extremely likely, given Sloaters being Sloaters, that once he Crystal Flashes, he's just going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be no stopping it.
And there it is.
There's the power bomb, there's Crystal Flash, and Sloaters27 will now be leaving Norfair.
Yep.
Still without the Varia suit.
Still without the Varia suit. Very good move. And Sloaters knows this, and much of the audience knows this, but very good move to leave the 2 drops from the enemies on screen, because that prevents the enemies from respawning.
Yeah, and of course, as we discussed earlier, if the enemies do respawn and head towards Crystal Flash state Samus, that Crystal Flash... Yeah, she does. Crystal Flash state Samus becomes dead Samus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeb did not do Baby Skip, neither did Toasty. Which, this is a very close race between Zeb and Toasty. This is just some otherworldly stuff. But neither of them did do Baby Skip because neither of them checked behind Dragon and got high jump boots.
Yeah.
And, yeah. It's not impossible to do Zeb Skip with only Speed Booster or no movement items, but Baby Skip. Yeah, Zeb Skip, of course, but yeah, Baby Skip is what I'm supposed to be talking about. Speaking of Zeb Skip, Toasty did pull off a very, very well executed Zeb Skip with Ice Beam, and Zeb did the same. But yeah, as I was saying, baby skip is not impossible to be pulled off by humans in with no movement items, but it's not easy at all, and usually it's not worth it unless you're very consistent. Yeah, we will be seeing the count to 60 with Mother Brain, and 2 screens on the left side of your screen today on Speedrun 3.
And we see Sloaters getting hit by spikes in Fire Fleas.
Yeah, that is not looking good, but yeah.
Well, this is going to be another grab of, oh, beautiful jump by OK Beamer. Wow. Sloaters is going to collect up to 11 power bombs again, get that crystal flash ammo.
Yeah, and is actually avoiding those super missiles probably because he doesn't want it.
Right. Damage is down to 50 and is going to crystal flash just in time to head through the 3 musketeers.
Yeah, I don't know if exactly 50 is enough to crystal flash, but I know that 40 is, so...
Well, there's 40.
Yeah. And there's the power bomb, so yeah, Sloaters is safe, but this is an extremely close race between Zeb and Toasty.
Yeah.
Sadly, they are not actually facing each other in this race. But nonetheless, it is very, very close.
It is.
Yeah, I think this is just going to come down to movement and escape, which is a very fundamental, heavy part of the game.
Positioning in this last round of the fight, and then, like you said, movement out of the escape sequence, yes.
Yeah, but you can't really do positioning unless you have... Well, I assume you're talking about positioning of the Baby Metroid, or as you would say, oversized novelty hat.
No, I was actually saying Samus's position toward Mother Brain's face for
really?
hyper beam shots.
Oh yeah, the Mother Brain 3, of course.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I was thinking about positioning of the Baby Metroid during the cutscene, which is that's
no,
like
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's like a half a second time save, and I've only seen a few people do it in races, and it's not generally worth it unless you're already doing stand-up glitch and have practiced it, because it's a trick that can soften you, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I have not done it myself, so I am not the authority on this.
Right. No, I was referring entirely to the distance between Samus's beam and Mother Brain's face, as taking the offensive position right up in her face is faster than taking the defensive position crouching in the corner.
Yeah, of course, these two runners, making their way through escape, have done the Mother Brain 3 fight, in addition to the rest of this game, however many hundreds of times, and are certain to know the optimal aggressive position strats for that final phase on Mother Brain. Yeah, Zeb is going to be doing that Turian Moonfall, which I assume Toasty did as well. And Toasty pulling off the non-behemoth spark, just sparking straight up the right side of the climb. And Zeb also doing the non-behemoth spark, sparking up the right side of the climb.
And we have Toasty finishing in first place with an SRL time of 55:27. We have Zeb316 finishing in second place with a time of 55:33. And we have an unfortunate forfeit from OK Beamer.
Yeah, it's definitely understandable to forfeit, especially when you just on your go mode and you're still looking for the kills of 2 bosses. And yeah, it's just understandable to not want to continue.
Agreed.
At that point. I know I would probably forfeit if I was in Beamer's shoes.
Agreed. But we will be joined here momentarily by Zeb316, joining now. Welcome, Zeb.
Hey,
GG to you.
GG. That seems like a crazy close race between me and Toasty, at least.
It was. Do you want to guess, without looking at the stream yet, why you're 7-0 and Sloaters is not?
Well, now I'm looking at the stream, and I see that Sloaters does not have Varia.
No, it's because you pressed down on the ship before Sloaters did. That's how this works.
Yeah. That's also true.
But it was the Varia suit.
Yeah. So, because Gravity was beyond Fantoon, I knew that Varia had to be somewhere before Fantoon.
Yeah, we went through that logic chain as well on stream, and approximately a few minutes before Toasty found the Varia suit at Climb Supers, seconds before you found the Varia suit at Climb Supers. Yeah, it was a neck and neck race between you and Toasty the whole time through, and of course we are joined now, as well as Zeb. We are joined now by OK Beamer, the unfortunate loser of today's race versus Toasty. GG to you, Beamer. How is your thoughts on this race?
This sucked. This sucked big time. Can I take a wild guess what happened with Toasty? I'm guessing he went the same route as me, went back through Blue Brinstar, but he checked the Climb Supers. Am I right?
Toasty went down initially and found Speed Booster.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, then went up through Wrecked Ship, found Gravity, and then went down through, I guess, reverse beam and Varia suit.
Yeah, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful. Nicely done, Toasty.
Yeah, and speaking of Toasty, we are joined here in the booth by Toasty himself. GG to you. What do you think of this race?
Yeah, thanks, GG, Zeb. That was a crazy one, and I don't think I could have routed it better, which I will rarely ever say. I think that was,
honestly, I'm kind of the same way. My routing was perfect, and my play was pretty bad. So.
Oh, I felt clumsy as well. I guess I'm not used to. I might just have had boots in the last like 5 randos, and this one kind of. I felt a little clumsy too, but I was like, oh man, I just I can't believe.
Yeah. Do you want to know where the boots were?
Sure.
Mister, I'm too good to check behind Dragon.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I think that it was basically 100% correct not to check behind Dragon, but if you knew there were boots there, of course you would be checking it. So.
Right.
But at that point, might not even be worth the time save, but maybe for the escape and stuff.
Yeah, I think it definitely would be. Baby skip,
okay.
Escape, all of that.
Oh yeah, baby skip. Yeah, that's a thing.
Just do Hydro plus baby skip. How hard can that be?
I think Hydro plus doesn't even save time, to be honest. I think it's so slow.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Do it for the memes.
But yeah, I was really worried. I felt like my movement was so bad that, like, even if Slaughters didn't take a perfect route, that he would be able to catch up to me potentially. It does look like he didn't quite understand that the logic meant that with Gravity where it was, Varia couldn't be in Wrecked Ship, or couldn't be behind that Gravity.
Right, that's what I was thinking. And I wasn't totally sure because there were so many tanks and reserves. I was like, oh, but what if Fantoon is in logic?
Like, I think it takes 12 without any suits.
It's 12 energy plus reserves.
Yeah, and it's basically impossible to get that, so.
Yeah,
that's why I've been. Yeah.
Yeah, Sloaters did full clear Meridia, except for Shack Tool and Plasma. Looking for Varia, and of course.
Gnarly. Yeah, GG OK Beamer as well.
Thanks, Toasty.
Yeah.
I wish I could have put up more of a fight. This was not very good. Execution was meh, and routing was probably the most terrible I could have done.
Well, I want to apologize to all 3 of you.
You should. You rolled the seat here. That was horrible.
I'm apologizing for precisely that. I didn't intend to put Varia at Climb Supers, and...
Yeah, I don't honestly mind Varia Climb Supers, especially, like, I don't know. Like, when I find Speed and Ice, that's kind of the first thing that I think of. it's there so often. I think I've had like 2 other races so far, maybe just 1 other race this season.
I don't
didn't get mine
Where-
that
was it-
late either. I just made the bad decision to take that barrier and go down to Norfair. That was just the wrong choice.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that though. That
Yeah. No.
like,
At that point, I had
No.
done so many checks with no results whatsoever that I had to do something. I don't think even if gravity would have been down there, it would have helped me with that. Anyway.
I see
Anyway, I
Sloaters
think
is
this-
doing stand up without charge beam just to save a few frames with the baby.
Yeah, it's like half a second. I know Ruya does it in GT Classic runs, but Ruya is just a beast.
Hello.
Also, that early ice really bugged
Alright,
me.
I'm okay. I'm on screen.
Yeah, early ice
I come-
was kind of annoying.
Okay.
Like I turned it off on the way up the elevator. So
Not just that, it's I have developed a
billion times better than fucking Park.
what? Didn't hear that. I have developed a very high confidence in my suitless Christian Flash clip.
Yep.
Thanks to Idle Child.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
working on
and-
that too.
Shout out
And I was-
Swat out.
Shoutouts, big shoutouts, and I was so much hoping for no bottom item in the first item can be in this. That sucked. Well, still GG's. Looking forward to the playoffs.
Indeed,
Mhm.
indeed. And you're moving up to 4 and 3, which
Right.
puts you very near the top half of the participants. So good luck to you, whether you end up in the bottom of Rat or the top of Mouse. Good luck to you. Okay, Beamer.
Mhm. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that we're probably gonna go with the
I just finished
30,
it.
18.
That is
It
how
looked
the
like-
numbers are looking.
So I think that means that 12 4 and 3s will make the top bracket, and then 10 or maybe 11. I think maybe 41 people will be 4 and 3 or higher. But
I don't think I'll be among them.
yeah,
But
but
Buchholz, or however it's pronounced.
Well,
yeah,
we'll
it'll
see.
be interesting to see who ends up in what bracket.
Oh, what's Sloaters doing?
Apparently not finishing the game.
He's getting that
Oh, he's
speed
doing-
echoes.
Oh yeah, he's doing that.
But
Echoes.
he could
Nice.
finish before I die, though, so that's... Those things take forever.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's frame perfect. If you press down while having echoes on the first frame, your feet touch the ship, and that's on the place where you can. Then yeah, that
Nice.
happens.
And 3 of Sloaters have finished in 3rd place with an official SRL time of 1:04:18.
And we have learned that we will not be getting an interview from Sloaters. Understandable. And after a race like this, yeah,
Yeah.
all things can happen, and sometimes it's just how it is. How it is. Of course, GG's to Sloaters, and thank you for racing in this match versus Zeb. Sloaters, having taken an unfortunate loss, will be moving on with a 6-1 record after this match, after this week. And Zeb, having won, will move on to a 7-0 record, moving into the bracket stage of this tournament.
Indeed.
Toasty will have a 5-2 record, and Beamer a 4-3, as Sid previously.
Beamer, can you do me a tiny favor, please?
Sure.
Switch your reserve tanks to manual and then don't use them.
It's a great idea.
Because I switched back to the title card screen, but I was like, no, we should watch Samus die first.
Always an entertaining finish.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
would
excited
say-
to be the 1 seed and get paired up against Mr. Guy Average round 1. So I think he's 4 and 3. That would be.
Yeah, MGA. Yeah, MGA is 4-3.
Good
I'm
Crystal
pretty sure.
Flash, though.
True.
Oh, that would be exciting. Watch you take 1 damage per frame, every frame.
No, all fine. I will end this here.
No, do it. do it. We talked a few times about crystal flashing while you're taking damage.
Will you be taking damage though?
Oh, it didn't work.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
This is now the Super Metroid Science stream featuring OK
seemed
Beamer,
like
Toasty, Zeb316.
It appears you can't do a crystal flash inside a wild plume. Who knew?
Oh,
I
That's
didn't.
too bad.
Well then, that
TIL.
today we all learned that you can't crystal flash inside a wild plume. Who knew?
that is some interesting science. With
I
that,
wonder if it's because you're moving up and down in the Battle Plume, and like it catches you at a certain point.
I guess so.
Could be, because yeah, crystal flash does require a
zero momentum.
Yeah, zero pixel and zero sub-pixel position, as well as zero momentum. Well, relative to the power bomb.
But I'm gonna pick no here. Going to title and oops.
Yeah. Of course, we will have to wrap this up now. GG's to both OK Beamer and Zeb316. Thank you all for racing. And yeah, if you guys have any final words before I'll let Vario sign us off.
Thank you, Restreamer. Thank you, Comms. Thank you, Trackers. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for the comms, you guys. And I think that Toasty is now the only person who's beaten me in a race this year in SMRAT. So yeah,
Well,
should be fun.
No,
going into
Zeb,
brackets.
I beat you in a practice race, but
Okay, yeah, I meant in. Well, whatever. I guess yeah.
I'll take my victory. Seeing as I lost to you in the actual match, I'll take my practice race victory.
I'm just gonna pretend that I beat you at Tetris 99 at some point in the past year. That'll meet you on my battlefield.
True. Yeah, of course, thanks to our tracker Iron Rusty, and of course, thank you to my co-com and our restreamer for today, Varial. This was a great pleasure to com this match with you. I would definitely do this. Definitely look forward to doing this again.
Yeah, I've enjoyed comming with you as well. First, I have to say, cheers to you, OK Beamer. Cheers to you, Zeb, to Toasty and Sloaters. All four of these people put on a race for your amusement. Please go give them follows. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Iron Rusty, and on behalf of my co-com MM2 NES cartridge, we have been the presentation team for this SMRAT 2021 race, and we will see you next mission.